Hi there, I'm Sean Wilmot, and today we're taking a look at the new Skoda Kodiaq for 2022. Now this one is the RS model, it's the performance version, and it is the bad boy of the bunch. Now, the Kodiaq bear is one of the largest of the bear family, and they live over in a little island in Alaska. The reason I'm telling you this is because this is the biggest bear in the Skoda range, and hence the name Kodiaq, which actually stems from the island which the bears inhabit. The Kodiaq is a full 7-seater SUV. It's big, it's bold, it's dramatic, and it really does capture your attention. Now, what Skoda's done with this 2022 model is they've redone the styling from the front end, and it's really, really prominent up here where you can see this massive, great purposeful grille. It's really in your face. From the grille, of course, we come down here and we can see all these very, very dramatic chiseled lines that look really busy, but they actually really accentuate the power of positivity from the front end of the vehicle. Add to that, of course, we've got these new redesigned lights up the front here, LED daylight running lights, and these are matrix lights, which means they open up like a curtain when they open up at night. It looks really dramatic. And speaking of dramatic, we've got the Skoda badge up here, which fits perfectly with the look that the Skoda's trying to go for with the new Kodiaq. We've got these powerful lines up here on the bonnet as well, and they carry right through cohesively to the very back of the vehicle. And that cohesiveness draws us back to this little line up here, which is particularly clever. I want to point this out. You can see that they've creased the metal a little bit, and it goes through so nicely and it flows so very, very well. We've also got to pay a little bit of attention to the wheel arches, which is so nicely well filled up by these 20-inch alloy wheels. These are the Sagitarius branded wheels, and they are exclusive to the RS Kodiaq. Now, I did mention before that the Skoda is a full-size 7-seater SUV, and it is. However, at the moment we've got it configured for 5-seat running, and the reason for that is because I want to demonstrate something particularly clever. It's what Skoda calls a virtual pedal, and it works something like this. Now, how cool is that? Boot opening without me even touching the tailgate. That's simply clever, Skoda. Well done. So what's new under the bonnet? Well, I'm glad you asked, because Skoda's actually done something pretty tricky here. They've actually redesigned the motor completely. So we've now got a 2-litre turbo petrol to play with, which gives us around about 180 odd kilowatts of power and 370 newton meters of torque. That translates into around about 8.3 litres per 100 kilometers of fuel, and that's Skoda's posted figures. Now, I say posted because I jumped into the car this morning, drove it down the motorway into downtown, and recorded a 7.2 litres per 100k figure, which was pretty damn impressive. We're also looking at around about 190 grams of CO2 per kilometre, which is pretty good for a 7-seater SUV. Naturally enough, the Skoda Kodiaq for 2022 is a 5-star ANCAP safety rated vehicle, which means it's got all the usual accessories that you might expect, brilliant safety systems, and really quite unintrusive. A lot of lane assist systems tend to throw you back into the lane rather abruptly. The Skoda keeps it very nice and smooth and nice and controlled for you. One of the coolest things I've found about the Skoda Kodiaq is it really does feel racy, and that's down to the handling characteristics of the vehicle. Usually we're on a high-riding SUV, and yes, we are quite tall. We're taller than most people on the road, but the wheelbase of the Kodiaq is so well designed, it goes around corners like a rocket ship on rails. But now we're going to do something a little bit different, a little bit challenging. We're going to put it on a little gravel stretch that I know of, and I'm going to use the off-road functionality here, which is an electronic governing system to activate the 4x4 mode. Let's see what it does. That off-road system is so good, this almost feels like I'm riding on tarmac. It's incredibly sure-footed. Goes around these corners like a mountain goat. It's fantastic. Okay, a little bit of judder there, but it's not upsetting the ride at all. I could feel it, but it didn't upset the steering or handling. Really good stuff. These are fabulous seats. They are racing seats. They've got the red stitching. They're a nice blend of leather and suede, nicely perforated as well, and they are heated up the front. We should also mention the fact that the rear seats are also heated on the outboard side only, and there is thermostatic control for the climate system for rear seat passengers. In addition to which, we have the racing style crushed steering wheel, which is multifunction obviously, and it allows us to use all the voice command features, the cruise controls. It is also heated, and it does come with the stitched leather as well. So the star of the show up the front here is this 9.2 color touchscreen, which controls basically every function that you could need to operate the car properly. That includes, amongst other things, Smartlink, which is Skoda speak for the Apple Carplay and the Android Auto connectivity. We have the two C-port chargers here down behind the shifter, and that's right alongside a wireless charge pad for smartphones. So we'll just open the door like we did last time, just like that. And you can see we're already set up here for a 7-seater road configuration. Now we've got a cargo area here that's about 230 litres, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's actually a heck of a lot better than what you'd normally get with a 7-seater. Drop those seats down over here, of course, and that gives you a much larger cargo area. That expands out to 630, and that's really quite cool. But if you really wanted extra space, you can just use this little tag here, and that throws the seats forward on either side, and those will lie flat for you, and that way you've got a massive amount of cargo space. And that's really very clever, Skoda. Very clever indeed. So there we have it, the Skoda Kodiaq, the big bear of the Skoda range. This is a simply clever combination of robust exterior, fantastic driving dynamics and superb handling. It's no wonder that the Skoda Kodiaq has won so many historic awards. I'm absolutely convinced it's going to win some more with this particular model. It's a superb package, and I mean that with pun intended. Jump into your nearest Skoda dealer and take one out for a test drive. Guaranteed you won't be disappointed.
Thank you.